Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Yapurnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chaitanyam Sarvagam Sarvam Sarvadhishthanamuttamam Yat Sarva Vishayatitam Tasmai Sarva Vide Namaha. Ishvaraschetanaatma syad Nasavasmiti dharayed. Atma chedishvarosmiti Vidyasanya nivartika. To determine the Tatparya, the purport of the Upanishads, because these two kinds of vakyas or statements are found in the Upanishads. Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya. Some statements appear to convey that Jiva and Ishvara are different, like the two birds on the self-same tree. Ayam Atma Brahma. The statements reveal that Atma is Brahma, the non-duality. So there are statements apparently pointing to duality of Jiva and Ishvara. There are others which reveal the non-duality. Sandehe nirnaya karanam. Therefore, doubt arises as to what is the intended meaning. What's the meaning intended by the Upanishad? Which is what we should understand. It is not just the grammatical meaning, the vachyartha, the direct meaning of the statements, the tatparyartha. The purport of the intended meaning is what we should understand. And so whether these two statements enjoy the same strength or not. Statements which seem to apparently reveal duality, others which reveal non-duality. Are these two statements, do they enjoy the same degree of strength? Answer is no. Because Ishvara Anatma Syat Ched. Ishvara means ruler. The creator, sustainer, and dissolver. Which is how the Taittiriya Upanishad talks about Ishvara, Yatova Imani Bhutani Jayante. So Brahma is presented as Jagat Karanam, as Ishvara. But the true nature of Ishvara is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Ishvara, Param Brahma, had been different from the self, then different can be pratyaksha, can be an object of my perception, Paroksha, something away from my perception, the range of perception. In any case, there can never be a vritti or never be this conclusion that I am Ishvara or I am Brahma, because it is known to be different from me. Something that is different from me is known to me. How is it known to me? Either directly as an object of perception, or I know that it is there, I do not have a direct perception, so parokshata. God is there. Someplace it is there, He is there. In either case, if God, Ishvara or Brahman, they don't like to use the word God, it's a technical word for the Christians. But anyway, we use the word God only in the sense of Ishvara. If Ishvara is known to be separate from me, then there cannot be this determination, nischaya, ascertainment in me, or this conviction in me that I am Ishvara. That can never be. I know Him as different from me. So this is what these statements of the duality would be interpreted as. Then ahamasmi iti na dharayet. Ishvara is known to be different from the self, can never become the object of my own self, cannot be known as myself. That it can never be that I am Ishvara, I am Brahman. Then that would contradict the Mahavakyas, I am Atma, Brahma, Tattvamasi, etc. Number one. Also contradict Brahma Sutra, which is called Nyaya, or the reasoning, which says Atma iti upagachanti. Upanishads in fact acknowledge that Brahman is Atma. Grahayanti cha, and by Tattvamasi, Mahavakyas, etc., they cause you to understand it that way also. So Shruti talks about the non-duality. The Brahma Sutra, the Nyaya also concludes about non-duality. Therefore, Atma chet Ishvarosmiti. If Ishvara, Brahma were Atma, then I am Brahman, then it would be compatible to the Mahavakyas revealing the non-duality and this Brahma Sutra which also confirms the non-duality. Then Vidya sa anya nivartika. Then that would be the Vidya which would be anya nivartika. Anya can also mean the idea of duality. That Ishvara is separate from me, that sense of duality can only be, that is because I think Ishvara is different. That I am different, Ishvara is different, not something unknown. That is what the conclusion I already have. It is that conclusion of duality which is causing all the samsara, sorrow in my life. All the cycle of birth and death is all due to the taking Ishvara to be different from me. So if that is what the Upanishad confirms, then there can be no change in my life at all. There cannot be cessation of samsara based on duality. And also that this is based on ignorance. Anyaha sau anyohamati nasaveda. Upanishad itself describes what is ignorance. This notion on my part, asau anyaha, devata is anya, anyoham, I am anya, nasaveda, the one who has this conclusion, perception, notion, he doesn't know. So this is ignorance. So Upanishad also clearly says what ignorance is. The idea that Devata or Ishvara or Brahman is separate and I am separate is declared as ignorance. So only when Brahman is known as self, then this ignorance which brings about the notion of duality will be dispelled. And then only sa anya nivartika. This knowledge that I am Brahman will dispel this anya or ignorance which creates false notion of duality. Bhedarshana Ninditatvat also. The Bheda Darshanam also is condemned in the Upanishads. Therefore, Bheda Shruti and Abheda Shruti do not enjoy the same degree of strength. Bheda Shruti is condemned. Bheda is also negated. Abheda is ascertained. Therefore, Upanishads very clearly say that Bheda is the conclusion which I am born is a product of ignorance. And Abheda is the knowledge. And therefore, Ishvara has to be known as my own self. Then only it is true knowledge. Therefore, Ishvara Swatma Rupataha. Ishvara is known as Swatma Rupataha, as my own self. So this is Tatparya, the purport of the Vedas. Now going to the next verse, the Tika says, so we are reading the Tikas, is it? Wow, that's a long thing. Okay. Itascha abhede veda tatparyam aha atmana iti. For further reason, that Bheda Drishti Ninditatvat is condemned. Itasya, for this further reason also, Abhede Veda Tatparyam. Tatparya, the purport, or what is intended by Veda is Abheda, is non-duality, for this further reason also. For that, the next verse is there, second verse. Atmanonyasya ched dharmaha Asthulattvadayo mataha Ajñeyatvesya kintai syat Atmatve tvanyadhikhnati. Asthulattvadayo dharmaha Atma anyasya mataha ched syat. So Shruti says, Asthulam, Ananu, Akhrasvam. That way, Sthulatvam, Sukshmatvam, Hrasvatvam, Dirghatvam. The fatness, the thinness, the longness, the shortness is negated. Means this is wrong. The Sthuloham, Sukshmoham, Hrasvoham, Dirghoham is wrong. So, from something, put it this way, from Brahman, the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, Hrasvatva, Dirghatva, these dharmas from Brahman are negated by declaring Brahma the Sthulam, Ananu, Akhrasvam, Adirgham. So, that is there. Anyasya mataha is that Brahman, of which the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, etc. are negated. Had that Brahman been different from me, so Brahman of which this dharma of Vishesha or attributes of grossness, subtleness, longness, shortness are negated. If Shruti intended to say that that Brahma of which these dharmas, Visheshas, attributes are negated, that Brahman is different from you, is what Shruti had intended. Agneyatve, that Brahma would not be known to me. Something totally different from me would never become the object of knowledge to me. Meaning that would not play any part in my life. Brahman is not me, I am not Brahman, Brahman is different, is somewhere in heaven. In that case, that Brahman, Ishvara, has no role in my life, is unknown to me, has no impact on my life. Not a part of my life. Kim Taisat. So, Ishvara or Brahman, who has no impact on my life, one way or the other. If he is not Sthula, Sukshma, Kim Taisat. So, what purpose would it serve? If Ishvara were different from me and say that Ishvara is not like this, not like that, let it be. What purpose would that knowledge of that Ishvara, who is devoid of Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, what purpose would it serve in my life? Nothing. General knowledge that black hole is like this and not like that, etc. It would be something like that. So this negation of Sthulatva, Sukshmatva of Brahman, if Brahman were different from me, would not serve any purpose at all. Anyatvetu anyadhi hnutihi Atmatvetu. But Brahman of which Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, etc. are negated, had that Brahman be Atma, then the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, Atma would be negated, you follow? So, Brahman of which the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva are negated. Had there been Atma, then the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, Atma would be negated. Then it would make sense because I think Sthuloham, Sukshmoham, Hrasoham, Dirgoham. So those kind of notions are entered in about myself. And then Upanishad says, hey, you are not Sthula, you are not Sukshma. Not Brahman is not Sthulam, Sukshma. You are not Sthula, you are not Sukshma. See, this is necessary because Upanishad says Asthulam, Anano, Ahraswam. You don't know what what is the entity Upanishad is talking about. So that statement can be interpreted as negation of Sthulatva, Sukshmatva of Brahman. That is clear. But if that Brahman were separate from me, what purpose would that negation serve? No purpose, because I remain what I am. Brahman is this, Brahman is that, Brahman is not that. That's nice to know, but that doesn't make any difference to me. But if Brahman was Atma, then it would mean that, hey, you are not Sthula, you are not Sukshma, you are not Rasva, you are not Dirgha. Am I not Sthula? I think I am Sthula, Sukshma. That is all Anatma Dharma. Then Anyati Hnutihi. Then Asthulam Ananu is different from me, the Anyatva would go away, that would be revealed as my own self. Then that would enable me to let go all the notions, conclusions about myself, revealing true nature of myself, and that way revealing that I am Brahman, the limitless. So that Brahman of which Sthulatva, etc. is negated, only if that Brahman is myself, that negation will remove the ignorance from me and release me from the bondage which is of the nature of only notions. Ignorance manifests in my life the form of false notions, which as long as they are not known as false, so long they are taken to be real. If the snake is not known to be false, is taken to be real, then it has an impact in my life. If it is known as false, then the fear, etc., born by that notion, they all go away. That's why I become free. So the Tikakara says, Asthulatvadeyo dharmaha pratyagatmanaha anyasya भिन्नस्य ईश्वरस्य चेत् मताः इष्टाः स्युः तदा ईश्वरस्य अनात्मभूतत्वात् अज्ञेयत्वे सति मुमुक्षोः अस्थूलत्वादिभिः श्रौतैः धर्मैः किम स्यात्. So Upanishad says Asthulam, Ananu, Ahrasvam, Adirgham. Those dharma, the Sthulatva, Anutva, these dharmas or attributes, Anyasya mataha che, if Upanishad intended that a sthulam is different from Atma, mataha, by Upanishad, then anyasya minnas ishvarasya mataha ishtaha chet syuhu. If Upanishad intended them to be the dharmas of Brahman, which is separate from Atma, tada Ishvarasya anatma bhutatvat, then Brahman or Ishvara anatma. All those dharmas, sthulatur, belong to anatma. Ajnetve sati, then Ishvara is not known to be separate from me. Ishvara is right now not known and not knowable also really. So what does it matter to me? That black hole is asthula, black hole is this, what does it matter to me? Mumukshoho asthulatvadevi shrautehi dharme kim syat. So even if I listen that Brahman is asthulam, I don't know, it's nice to know. But Brahman is different from me in the word, it doesn't affect me, doesn't help me, doesn't have any role in my life. Kim syat. So by listening to those dharmas asthulatva about Brahman, which is separate from me, what would that Shravanam do to me? Nothing. Says nakimabe. I think we'll stop reading this thing. I'll read it and you listen. Okay. Whatever it is, but then I think this is too much time. So nakimabe, that it would not serve any purpose at all. Sthuloham, krushoham ityadi swagata bhranti anivrutte ityartha. This bhranti is swagata bhranti. Swa means my own self. The bhranti or this delusion or notions are pertaining to swa, pertaining to atma. So right now I entertain these wrong conclusions about myself. It's called bhranti, sthuloham, sukshmoham, krushoham, dirgoham, etc. Ishvara is asthula, ananu, akhrasva. That does not remove my bhranti about myself. Only in Upanishad means you are asthula, ananu. See, it's not stated that way, that is why this discussion. By way of this discussion, the author is determining, this is Tatparya Nirnaya of the Upanishad. The important Vakya of the Upanishads, what do they mean? Is what is done here. But these are the important Vakyas of the Upanishads. If what they do and what their purpose is becomes clear, then they become the means of my knowledge. How should I view these Vakyas? So sthuloham krushoham ityadi swagata bhranti anivrutte. Brahman is sthulam, Brahman akrusham. Maybe that does not remove my notion that I am sthula, I am krusha. Yada, on the other hand, yada tu, on the other hand, asthulattvadi dharmakaha ishvaraham asmiti. On the other hand, if the Upanishad intends that asthulatvam, ananatvam is your dharma, is your nature. So it reveals the nature of Atma. Asthulam, ananu, akhrasvam, adirgham iti jnayate. That Brahman or Ishvara of which Upanishad reveals his nature, asthula, is my own nature. So it is meant that asthuloham, not asthula Ishvara, asthuloham, not asthulam Brahma, asthuloham, ananoham. Then tada tasyapi atmatve sati. Then that being of the nature of self, asthulam. So Brahman is self, then asthula also is self, tasyapi. If Brahman is myself, then the dharma of Brahman become my dharma. So asthulam, ananu, which are declared as dharma of Brahma, I would know them as my dharma. Tada tasyapi atmatve sati. tasyavi of asthulatvam, etc. also will become my dharma. Because I know that this Brahman is myself, that is what Upanishad intends. Upanishad says Brahman is asthulam ananu. So what is my orientation? That Upanishad, you are asthulam, you are ananu, because Mahavakya. Atmatve sadi pratichaha anyadhi hnatihi. Then this thulatvam, krushatvam, which I superimpose upon myself, they will be negated. Anyadhi hnutihi. Hnutihi, the elimination, the madha, the negation. Anyadhi, swatmaneva gruhitayaha krushatvadi dhyaha. So anya, that Brahman is anya. That duality would no more remain. Therefore, swatmana gruhitaya, that krushatva, sthulatva, etc. are notions of myself, and therefore I take myself to be so and so, that suloham, krushoham, that the or the notions will be eliminated, will be negated. Moho mulayaha bhada siddhihi. Moha mula, moha is a moolam, the cause of this conclusions, notions, thuloham, krushoham, they would be negated. Phalam sat, that would be the outcome. And that is what releases me from the Brahma, releases me from the wrong notions, enables me to see my true nature. I am always seeing myself, but I am seeing myself with those dharmas. Say, these dharmas are not you, there is anatma element. Right now in knowledge of aham, the aham is always there, Brahman is always there. But sthulatvam, krushatvam also is there. And this is viveka, atma, anatma, viveka. That sthulatvam, krushatvam belongs to anatma, anya, not to you. And then I say, this is not mine self, this belongs to anatma. That is how knowing them as anatma, or belonging to anatma, there is bhada. That's how knowledge of atma takes place. Then further it says, Kasmin khulu akasha otasya protasya edi karikaranvaka jagadashraya prashnottaratvena aksharasya upakramat. Now here this is where the Ekadashopanishad, that book, in my books, page 550, by name is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It is 387. The footnote says 387, 389, 3811. These three passages are taken up here. So 386 rather says Sahovacha Gargi asks of Yajnavalkya. Yadurtam Yajnavalkya Divaha Yadavak Prasivyaha Yadantara Dyava Prasivi Yad Divaha Urdhvam. Yajnavalkya, that which is above this heaven. Yad Prasivyaha Avak, which is below the earth. Yadantara Dyava Prasivi, and that between which the heaven and earth is. So that is beyond the heaven, below earth, and in between heaven and earth. All pervasive. That is the Varnana of Akasha. Yad bhutam cha bhavatcha bhavishyatcha iti asakshate. So that is all pervasive in space, and what that which says past, present and future means all pervasive in time. Kasmin tat otam cha protam cha iti. This is a vyakrutam. the cause of the creation. Because time and space are all effects. And if the cause of time and space is beyond time and space, see it is Avyakruta, Avyakta, unmanifest Prakriti. Kasmin tat otam cha protam cha. That Avyakrutam, what pervades Avyakrutam? What is the cause of Avyakrutam also? So vacha, Yududam Garagi, Divaha, same thing is repeated. So vacha, Yududam Garagi, Divaha, Yadavak Prithivyaha, Yadantara, Dyava Prithivi me, Yad Bhutam cha, Bhavaccha, Bhavishyacha, iti achakshate. So this whole Avyakruta, which is above heaven, below earth, in between, past, present, future. Akashevatat utam cha protam chaiti. So that is pervading in Akasha. Kasmin khalu Akasha utascha protascha. Where is the Akasha? What's the cause of Akasha? Now then this Akasha is Avyakruta, then is asking the cause of the even Akasha or Avyakruta. So let us say that first is Akasha, means the all pervasive, and cause of Akasha is Avyakruta, and what's the Adhisthana of Avyakruta also is the question. So hovacha etadvidaksharam gari brahmana abhivadanti. That which is Adhisthana of Avyakruta also, the Brahmanas call it the Asthulam, Ananu, Ahrasvam, Adirgham, Alohitam, Asneham. Meaning all the attributes of dharma or visheshas are all negated in that. So that Brahman is intended to be revealed as myself or revealed as separate from me? This was the question. So, the whole universe is pervaded by space. Space itself is pervaded by Avyakruta, and that itself is pervaded by or caused by Brahman, which is Asthulam Anano, consciousness. That consciousness, Brahman, which is Asthulam, not gross, Ananu, not subtle, Ahrasvam, not short, Adirgham, not long, etc. Is that Brahman or consciousness intended to be separate from Atma or not is a question here. So now if you review that Shruti also, so having said this, then when all dharmas are negated from Akshara or Akash or Brahman, then arises the question whether Brahman is, are you describing a positive entity or a non-existent entity? So no, we are talking about an existent entity which cannot be objectified, which cannot become object of perception. That does not mean it cannot become object of knowledge. Etasya akshasya prashasane gargi surya. Then the same Brahman is Ishvara, of which the evidence is given from our experience. Look, hey Gargi, etasya akshasya prashasane, by the will of which mighty, so Akshara or immutable, the sun and moon, etc., are held in this position. The whole universe is functioning in a very the controlled manner. That Prashasaka, that Brahman or Akshaya is presented as Prashasaka, as ruler. Because we can see that the whole universe is ruled, and therefore there has to be a ruler. The fact that there is a ruler means that is Akshara is presented as ruler. So, then it further says, 11th, Tadvaidaksharam Gargi Adrishtam Drishtam Ashrutam Shrutam Amatam adrushtam drishtru, ashritam shrotru, amatam mantru, avijñatam vijñatru. Unseen seer, unheard hearer, unthought thinker, unknown knower. Alright, that also is still in the third person. Then, nanyat atasti drashtru, nanyat atati shrotru, mantru, vijñatru. That Brahman is unseen seer, unheard hearer, unknown knower, unthought thinker. Other than Brahman, there is no seer, no hearer, no knower, no thinker. So this knower, thinker, hearer, I know as myself. I know that I am the knower, I am the seer, I am the hearer, I am the thinker, I am the knower. And Brahman is present as only seer, hearer, thinker, knower. So that reveals Brahman as the very self. There is no seer other than Brahman, no hearer other than Brahman, no knower other than Brahman, no thinker other than Brahman. Now I know myself as seer, hearer, thinker, knower, and Brahman is the only seer, hearer, thinker, knower. That means I am Brahman. So the whole here, all these passages, the whole section is intended to reveal Brahman as consciousness, as the very self. So thus when you review this section of the Upanishad, it is very clear that Upanishad intends to present Brahman or Ishvara as consciousness, as the very self. So that's what the Tikakara says here. If you go back to the Tika here, Kasmin Nikulu Akasha Otasya Purutasya iti, that is what Gargi asks. That the whole universe is pervaded by Akasha. So where is what's the cause of Akasha? Iti Karikaranatmaka Jagadasya Prashna Uttaratvena. If Jagad is Karikaranatmakam, cause and effect, what's the Ashaya? What's the cause of that Jagat? So Akshara, that is how Akshara or Brahman has been introduced as the Ashraya, the very support that will sustain the whole universe of the nature of cause and effect. Etasyeva Aksharasya Prashasana Gargeti Jagad Ishvarataya Madhye Paramarshat. That very Brahman then subsequently is presented as the Ishvara, as the ruler of the entire universe, by saying that it is under the mighty rule of Akshara, that Surya, Chandra, etc. are held in their position. So, number one, Brahman is presented as the cause of the creation, as the ruler of the universe, as an evidence that it is. Adrushtam drashtu ityadina tasvabhava kathanam. Then it is adrushtam drashtu, is unseen seer, unheard hearer, unthought thinker, unknown knower ityadina tasvabhava kathanam, kathana purvakam. Then svabhava of Brahman. First word Brahman is not asthula mananu, etc. That Brahman is Jagat Karanam, Jagat Niyanta. What's the nature of Brahman? It is unseen seer, unknown knower, unheard hearer, unthought thinker. That's the Swabhava. Etasmin khulu akasha gargi akasha otasya purvati upasamharat Ishvaravarta Brahma Vakyasya Asheshasya Avadharita. The whole Brahmana Vakya is meant for Ishvara or Brahman, to reveal Brahman. तत्र नान्यत् अतः अस्ति द्रष्टृ श्रोतृ मंतृ विज्ञातो इति दृष्टृत्वादि उपलक्षितस्य. There is no drashta, seer other than Brahman. That all of this is meant to reveal Ishvara Brahman is very clear, and that it is consciousness, and that Brahman is only seer, only hearer, only thinker, only knower. Iti drashtutvadi upalakshitasya pratyegatmanah. But I know that I am the seer, hearer, thinker, knower. Therefore, by seer, hearer, thinker, knower, what is meant is a self. So, drashtutvadi upalakshitasya pratyegatmanah. I know that I am the only conscious entity. I am the only subject. Everything else is the object. So, drashta, the seer is subject. What is seen is the object. The shrota, hearer is the subject. All that is shrutam is the object. So, I know that I am the only subject. Who is the? You can try. I am the only seer, hearer, thinker, knower. That I know, the subject. And Brahman is presented as the very subject. And therefore, pratyegatmana akshara brahma abhedasya avadharitaha. So first of all, what is Brahman is discussed and revealed. And then it is said that the Brahman is only seer, hearer, thinker, knower. And I know that I am hearer, thinker, knower. That means Brahman is the self. This is the avadharitaha. This is the ascertainment or conclusion about Brahman, that Brahman is revealed as the self. Iti Ishvaratmanoho Abhedayeva Shastrartha. So this passage is from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Very clearly reveal the Abheda, the non-duality between Ishvara and Atma, or Brahman and Atma. So here the Tatparya, the purport of the Upanishad is being discussed. Whether Upanishads present Brahman as Atma or different from Atma. There is an occasion for this kind of discussion because there appear to be statements where Brahman is presented as separate from Atma. Or there are statements where Brahman is presented as Brahman, as something independent of Atma. Where it is not clear that you are Brahman. Like here. So it requires a review from all around. This kind of deliberation is required upon the whole passage to arrive at the conclusion that Shruti intends to present Brahman as myself. The way Shruti describes Brahman is Shruti intends to reveal Brahman as my own self. So when things are not so clear, then you have to, in fact, ascertain the tatparya, the purport of what the passages mean. So Tattvamasi, etc., they do not require. But this kind of passages require a deliberation, a vichara. What is the tatparya? So tatparya nirnaya is the main thing that we do during Shravanam. That the tatparya is that Shruti reveals Brahman is my own self. In Ishvaratmanoho Abhedeva Shastrartha. Artha means Tatparya. Shastra means Shastra Tatparyam. The Tatparya, the purport of Shastra is Ishvara Atma Abheda. The non-duality of Ishvara and Atma. But Ishvara is used all along. By word Ishvara we should mean Brahman only. Ishvara means Saguna Brahma. In that case all gunas are superimposed. And Brahman is Adhisthana, which is the reality of Ishvara also. Tasmat Pratyagatmani Adhyasta Sthulattvadi Pratishedaparam Idam Vakyam Astheyam. This Vakya, Asthulam, Ananu, all of this is meant to negate Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, all right. But where? Atmani Adhyasta. That Vakya is meant to enable me to let go the Sthulatva, Sukshmatva, etc. about myself, which is what my conclusion about myself is. So I already have a conclusion about myself. Sthuloham, Sukshmoham. And that is ignorance, unfortunately. Ignorance manifests in my life in the form of these conclusions. And as long as these conclusions or false notions are maintained, so long I am bound because they bind me. Bondage of the nature of this conclusion, that's the bondage. There is no other bondage. Therefore, Sthulattvadi Atmani Adhyasta Sthulattvadi Pratishedaparam Idam Vakyam. So this Vakya is meant for negating the Sthulatva, the grossness that is habitually superimposed upon the self. That takes place. Adhyaropa is already existing. Sthuloham, Krushoham, etc. And therefore Upanishad negates that, enables me to see the true nature of myself. That is how this Vakya also has to be seen as revealing the identity of Brahman and Atma. Therefore the third verse says, Mithyadhyasa nishedhartham tato sthuladigrhyata paratrache nishedhartham shunyata varnanam hitate. Very beautifully things are all brought out here. Therefore, this asthuladi mithya adhyas nishedhartham grihyatam. Therefore, asthuladi, asthulam anano, this passage is mithya adhyasa nishedhartham, for nisheda, negating adhyasa, superimposition, which is mithya. So that statement is for negation or enabling me to negate. That's what it means. That statement is meant to enable me to negate this sthulatva, sukshmatva, etc., which are habitually superimposed upon the Atma by me. Iti grihyatam. May you see this fact, may you arrive at the conclusion that the purport of the Upanishad is to reveal asthulam, ananu as the nature of the self, to help you negate these dharmas superimposed upon the Atma. Paratrached nishedhartham. If asthulam, ananu are negated, that is clear. And negated in Brahman also is clear. But if that Brahman was different from me, and sthulatva, sukshmatva of Brahman different from me are negated, then it's like black hole is not sthulam, not sukshma, etc. Then you know what happens? Shunyata varnanam hitat. Because this sthulatva, sukshmatva, all of them belong to anatma. Sthulatva belongs to the body, sukshmatva belongs to the body, and many other things belong to the gross body, subtle body, anatma. So anatma possesses sthulatva, sukshmatva. To say that body is not sthulam, not sukshmam, not, in that case, body is not sthulam, not sukshmam, not anu, not hrasvam, not dirgham. Then it's all being negated, all negatable things. So what happens is the whole anatma is negated because it's negatable. That leaves nothing. See, if sthulatva, sukshmatva, atma are negated, then all negation leaves atma as avadhi, as the ultimate limit of negation. But if this is a description of anatma, then the negation applies primarily. So if you keep on negating all the visheshas and nothing is left, then it's the description of shunyam. Shunyata varnam hi tata. Think about this. Paratra che nishedhartham. If sthulatva, sukshmatva or Brahman, which is meant to be other than the self, is anatma, there is jadam, achetanam, and jada, achetana possess sthulatva, sukshmatva. So all jadam, achetanam, anatma is negated, leaves nothing. So then it's description of shunya. Shunyata varnamitat. So that's what the Tikakar explains. So mithyadhyas nishedham tataha asthuladigrihita tataha. Tataha means tasma, therefore. Mithya adhyas nishedhartham. All of these would make sense only if asthulam etc. is meant for negation of mithya adhyasa. If they are meant for real negation of sthulatvam etc., then that will leave to zero, to shunyam. Therefore, they are negated where they don't belong, where they are thought to be there. That's why the negation is meaningful. Adhyasasya ajnanamulasya nishedhartham. Adhyasa is superimposition. And that always is rooted in ignorance. This false notion can be only about something of which true nature I do not know. The snake, the superimposition of snakeness can be there only when the rope is unknown as a rope. And therefore, the notion of snakeness has its root in the ignorance of the true nature of rope. So, ajnana mulasya adhyasasya nishedhartham. So that is how Shruti wants to negate ignorance in our life. How do you negate ignorance? In the manner in which ignorance manifests in my life. How does it manifest? Stholoham, sukshmoham, krushoham, etc. So by negating this thing about Atma, ignorance about Atma is negated. Asthuladi pratyagatma visheshanatva. Therefore, even though Upanishad does not seem to say, it would have been easier if Upanishad. So, asthulasthvam nasti, asthulasthvam, asukshmastvam. If that was say, you are asthula, then there was no problem. But asthulam ananu is talked about something else as though it be Brahman. So is Upanishad talking about Brahman as different from you or myself? We have to take that Brahman to be myself, then only all this passage, this Upadesha will make sense, would be meaningful. So Grihyatam. So that's how Tatparya. Tatparya of Asthulam Vakya will be meaningful, purposeful only if it is description of Atma. Alright. We say no, it can be either way. Vipakshe doshamaha. Suppose you don't accept it, you insist upon saying that it is the description of Brahman which is separate from me. You can take that also, because that is also a possibility. Paratra che nishedhartham, the shloka says, Paratra che nishedhartham, asthulattvade vakyam, paratra, paratra means anyatra. Pratyagat anyatra sthulatvad nishedhartham chetsyat. Ivasthulam ananu etc. was meant for negating sthulatva, sukshmatva, anutva of something other than me, of anatma, of someone different from myself. Tada hi nischidam shunyata varnanameva tatsyat. Then it is only describing shunya. Because all possible, this stands for all possible visheshas. Although 10-15 visheshas are described, it is not only 10-15. Asava bahunaitena kim asava bahuna. How long to talk about? Include everything. The whole thing is my vibhuti. Then all visheshas are negated. If all visheshas are negated, then all nama rupa is negated. All anatma is negated. There is no anatma, no nama rupa. This entity is shunyam. This becomes a description of shunyam. Shunyata Varnanam eva tasyat asthulam anano would then amount to the Varnanam, the description of Shunya. Why? Atmana anyasya jadatvat, but Atma is only conscious entity. Everything else is object of knowledge, is drishyam, jadam, achetanam, and therefore jadatvat tasya sthuljadi dharma yogat, and that anatma, achetan, jadam possesses stulja, saukshma, etc. Atma doesn't have yoga of sthulatva. And I think it is there, that is why it is negated. Atma cannot have yoga or association sthulatvam, sukshmatvam, is only adhyasika sambandha. Where sthulatva, sukshmatva primarily belong to an Atma. And if they negated where they belong, then nothing is left there after negation. Therefore, nishedhyantah patitve sati, they really belong nishedya in the category of one who is negated. Ishvarasya, therefore no Ishvara is left. If that's the description of Ishvara, then by negating all Visheshas, Shunya is left, so Ishvara is Shunya. So that's what it would amount to Upanishad saying that Ishvara is Shunya. Ishvarasya, Ishvaratva yogat. If Ishvara is not there, then there is no Ishvaratva. Etasya aksharasya prashasane gargi. Existence of Ishvara is already stated by saying that by whose mighty rule the sun and moon, etc. are held in their position, the whole universe functions in a controlled manner. So that Ishvara is. Having stated Ishvara is, and then to state that Ishvara is not, that would contradict itself. Nisheda matramaya vakyam sad. So all these vakyas which are nisheda param, all which describe negation, do not have intention in negation. They have intended meaning of assertion. Because Atma is already experienced, Atma is already self-revealing, Atma is already known. And so all the purpose of passages of negation is to negate my notions, nothing else. So even though the Vakya is negation, the intention is to assert the true nature of the self, or enable to see the true nature of self. Otherwise, nisheda matra paramaya vakyam syat. Otherwise, it would only result in nishedam, negation, meaning living to shunya, because nothing non-negatable is left there. Tasmat asthuladi dharmakasya anatatva ayogad. See, this is how the Tatparya Nirnaya is done. This is next to Nyaya Grantha, Brahma Sutra has done. This Grantha is further doing it. By Nyaya means by reasoning, arriving at the purport or Tatparya of the Upanishad. That's what Upanishad intends to teach us. So these also become Mananam, Shravana and Mananam also. Tasmat asthuladi dharmakasya anatmatva ayogat. So Ishvara who is revealed as sthulam, Ananu cannot be anatma. Anatmatva ayogat. That cannot be description of anatma, because it would be description of shunya, which would not contribute anything to my life and which would create further confusion. Ishvaram abhyugachata atmayava sabhyugantavyeti. Therefore, one who wants to know Ishvara has to know Ishvara as very Atma and not as Anatma, which is what Upanishad means. Ishadarshanam swatma rupataha. Therefore, the true nature of Ishvara or true knowledge of Ishvara is only Ishvara is known as one's own self. That's the in between. If you know Ishvara is different from you, it's some kind of darshanam, all right. But it's not the true darshanam. Ishvara is truly known only when Ishvara is known as Atma. Kincha pratyekatmana anyatra sulattvadi pratishedecha aprapta pratishedah nishfalascha apadyeta. All right, suppose Brahman is different from you, Ishvara is different from you, that's what is the intention of Shruti. And then Shruti negates Sthulatvam, Sukshmatvam, Ishvara are different from you. Then what's the purpose of doing that? Why should you say that? If you are saying Ishvara is Sthulaha, Sukshma, then you should be told he is not Sthula, Sukshma. But I am not saying Ishvara is unknown to me. I have no opinion about Ishvara. Atma is known to me, therefore I have opinion about myself. What is unknown to me, I have no opinion. You follow? We can have opinion only about something which is object of knowledge, of which we are conscious. The rope also, the opinion that this is a snake, or a garland, or a stick, etc., these opinions arise only when the rope becomes the object of my awareness, not otherwise. If there is pitch darkness, I have no opinion about that entity. And so opinions are there only about something or someone who is known to me or who I am aware of. I can have misconcept of somebody who I thought it was this person. Turned out to be a different person. And so, anyatra sthulattvadi pratishedecha. So if keep on, Shruti says that black hole is not like that. Now, what does it matter? Why are you saying that? Because pratisheda is prapta pratisheda. If I have some wrong notion, then alone that has to be negated. So prasakta pratisheda. There has to be occasion for negating something. Don't do that, Mama says. When would you say that? If I am doing it. Don't do it. But I never do it, So that there is no occasion for negating because I never do it, Amma. Why are you saying that? So prasakta pratisheda, prapta pratisheda, negation makes sense only when there is a reason for it. Otherwise, don't walk in there, thank you. Don't drink fire, thank you. So, nobody negates that for which there is no occasion. Similarly, Upanishad negates only when there is an occasion of negation. If Ishvara is different from me, then I have notion that Ishvara is Sthula, Sukshma then. But I have no notion. So that negation will do nothing. Black hole is there, black hole is not black. All right. Black hole is not round. Not square, God knows what it is anyway. But therefore, that negation, because I have no notion about it. Do you know George Washington was not like this? I don't know who George Washington was anyway. Meaning if I have no concept or no notion about that, negating something, describing that is all right, Washington was like this, that, and that would make sense. Not like that. No, I never knew it. Therefore, negation where there is no occasion would serve no purpose. Thus, if negation is about Ishvara or Brahman that is separate from me, Ajnayatva, I would have no notion about it. If there is no notion, there is no occasion for negation also. So, negation also requires an occasion. That already in my life this kind of occasion is there, that this kind of superimposition is there, that alone brings out the necessity of negation. Negation has a role when there is assertion. If asserting sthuloham, sukshmoham, then there is an occasion for negation. Sthulatva, aprapta pratisheda, nishvalatva, that means it would not serve any purpose. It would not do anything to me because I didn't know him anyway, Sometimes they say, I didn't know him anyway. He's not, I didn't know. Doesn't matter to me. Somebody every day in newspaper you are writing about some vaze. It doesn't matter to me. Who is that fellow? I just turn the pages. For them it is very important. They fill pages and pages like that. So, since I have no interest and no connection, and therefore I don't mind if he is a criminal or not a criminal, makes no difference to me, then that negation has no purpose. Negation would serve purpose if negation would do something to me. And therefore, aprapta pracheda apadyeta, and nobody would, no sensible person would do. Senseless people can do anything, but no sensible persons will do. And Shruti will not do that. So, doshantaram. So, the fourth verse is, बुभुत्सो यदि चान्यत्र प्रत्यगात्मन इष्यते अप्राणो ह्यमना शुभ्रः इति चानर्थकं वचः। बुभुत्सो प्रत्यगात्म अन्यत्र च इष्यते यदि प्रत्यगात्मनः बुभुत्सो। So pratyagaatmana bubhutso. 6 case. So bubhutsu is what? Bodhamichuhu, the one who is desirous of knowing. Pratyagaatmana bubhutsu, one who desires a pratyagatma. Who am I? I go to teacher to know myself. Atmatatam bodhamichuhu. So one who wants to know the nature of the self, truly the nature of the self. Samsaritena abhimatad atmaniti yavat. I who take myself to be samsari, a karta bhokta, drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, O sthula, sukshma, etc. Atma, who is right now known to me in that manner, and I want to know the true nature of myself. I want to know true nature. You are describing somebody else, I want to know Bombay describing Surat. What it makes no meaning. Deva anyatra dehendriya pranamanastad dharma nisheda ishyate. So then aprana hyamana shubhra shaksharat paratah para Mundakopanishad. Aprano hyaman, but second line says aprano hyamana shubhra iti. Another vakya of negation. So aprana, devoid of prana, amanaha, devoid of mind, shubhra, ever pure, ever shining, self-effulgent. And so, this is what Mundakopanishad says. Where does it say? 212. Divyo hyamurtah purushah sabahya bhyantaro yajah aprano hyamana shubhra shaksharat paratah parah. There is also prana, devoid of prana, amanaha, devoid of mind. Thus, prana is negated from consciousness, from Brahman. Mana is negated from Brahman. That Brahman is without prana, Brahman is without mind. Thank you. If Brahman is a separate entity, what does it matter? But if Brahman is referred as me, then you are a prana, you are a mana. Then, hey, wait a minute. I take myself with prana, I am a prana. I take myself with Brahmana, I am a mana. So then it reveals the nature of myself, which is what I want to know. Aprano hyamana shubhati anarthakam vachaha. That vachaha, that statement would serve no purpose to me. Because I have gone to the teacher to know myself. And teacher is talking about somebody else. Then it is negating prana, pranatvam, manastvam, etc. from someone different from me, and therefore that is the knowledge of something different from me, and then it doesn't matter because I have no notion about that anyway. I entertain notion about myself, and that is what I want to know. So this would make sense only when notions about myself are negated, not about someone else who I am unconnected to. Therefore, samsara abhimataha atmana tadanyatra dehendri pranamanastad dharma nishada ishyate. That apranaha amanaha, that negation is about an entity different from atma. That apranaha ityadi but anarthakam nirvishayam syat. Then I want to know myself, and teacher is talking about someone different from me and negating. But I never thought that. So I never knew, I had no idea that Brahman is sapranaha, sapranam, samanaha. That was not my notion anyway. I have notion about myself. Entertaining notions, false notion about the self. But a non-self, I have no notion. So if you negate them, it doesn't make difference to me. Therefore, nirvishayam syat. It would have no object at all. It would not mean... I am looking to know myself and you are negating something different from myself. It would have no purpose. Anyatra pranadi prasakti abhavat. Everything else is achetanam, understand? Other than myself is all achetanam. If this description of prana, amanaha is about something different from myself, then everything different from myself, achetanam, and it never possesses prana. Achetanam is unconscious, doesn't possess prana, doesn't possess mana. So what are you negating? I never thought that prana anywhere. I know that everything different from myself, achetanam, unconscious. And so, prana, I know, prana, mana, they are all in nature of conscious being. And I am conscious being. So I possess prana and mana. I never thought that the Jagat possesses prana because I know it is achetanam. So if this is a description of someone different from Atma, I never thought it had prana and mana, and then you're negating that. So negating what? For which there is no occasion. A prana, but I don't say it is prana. Brahman is the prana. If Brahman is separate from me, achetanam would not possess prana anyway in my own opinion. So what are you negating? You are negating something which I never superimposed. I think I am sapranaham, samanaham, and then you are saying aprana, amana. Then, okay, I thought that I possess prana, I possess mana. You say I don't. That is then reveals the nature of myself. Then that negation serves the purpose where there is occasion of negation. About anatma, I never take it to be saprana. Never take it to be samana because I know it is achetanam. So when I don't take it to be saprana, why are you saying it doesn't have prana? I know it doesn't have. Doesn't mind. I know, you're not telling me anything new. This is how the conversation is. There's nothing new you're telling me. Have you heard this? So that's the kacharo what's new about that? So what is new Shruti telling me? I know. That means all the effort made by Shruti of negation will serve no purpose. Therefore also the negation can be where it is meaningful with the occasion of negation. And pranatvam, manastvam, etc. I know never belongs to an Atma. And I think it belongs to Atma. That is where the occasion of negation is there. Anyatra pranadi prasakti abhavat. Anyatra in anatma. Even I don't think that anatma possesses prana. Anatma possesses mana because anatma is achetanam. And therefore, the pratishedasya, the star tattva ityartha. Pratisheda is for that which is known to be there. So where taken to be sapranatvam, then only there is an occasion of negation there. So this way, the purport or tatparya of Upanishad teaching is in revealing the identity of Ishvara and Atma. That's also Ishvaratma Prakaranam. Trutiyam Ishvaratma Prakaranam. This Prakaranam of 4 verses has shown the tatparya, the purport of Upanishad, that Upanishads intend to reveal Ishvara as a very self and not as separate from myself. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.